Well, this is the last video I'm going to do in Gilead, guys. Welcome to Gilead, welcome to my fresh juice. It's a beautiful day today, guys and girls, to talk about a subject which is very dear to me and holds dear to me, always has. And the reason why is because I've experienced this situation, going through it, being at the receiving end of this situation. So and there's no blame in this, by the way, because if you look at the bigger picture is it's all as it should be. However, we have a right, we have our higher self that has the ability to make change in life and to have thoughts and feelings, and sometimes we have these thoughts and feelings and they may not always be because of what we think they are. So it goes really deep, and this subject is about affairs, or people who feel as if they don't want to be in a relationship anymore. They've had a new spark of light because they've met somebody and something's just happened and they feel different. I can honestly say with my hand on my heart that I think I've saved more marriages than any guy has. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's loads of guys out there who have, but if you just look at my track record, over 16 years I was a full-time psychic and healer, basically a life coach without even realizing, and you know, laying cards down, talking to men, understanding women as well, both sexes, and realizing that we're both the same. Really, we both feel the same. People say men are from Mars and women and from Venus, whatever, that book, but I think predominantly we are all the same. We go through the same emotions, the same feelings, but we're just slightly different in certain ways, and because of our situations, how we've been brought up, how we've been treated, and so on. We all have fears, we all have many different issues within our life and past lives, if you believe in that. So yeah, I guess that many men and many women, gotta say, it's very equal, who came to me, and I instantly knew that there was somebody else in the background. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my understanding of this. So what I quickly found, that when anybody came to me and they were kind of saying, well, I already saw it, there's another woman here, or there's another man here, guys. I can see there's a, you know, when they're on their own with me, there's another woman or there's another man. Would you like me to go deeper in depth? And as I'd read and could feel the energy, what always tended to happen was that most of the time, what we don't realize is that sometimes life takes us on a new path, a new journey, and the pull to go on a new journey is slightly difficult when we're in a situation where we don't want to hurt a partner, we're in a situation where we don't feel we can move and get out of that situation. So what happens is, I call it the stepping stone theory. What happens is, you are given almost a choice, and there's a dual energy in this as well, so don't take it wrong, just bear with me and listen, please. Don't jump to conclusions. So that dual energy is that somebody comes along and you think that they're the one, this is the one, I feel it, and really what's happened is that somebody's come along to help you step away from somebody else. It gives you the courage to do that. Now, here's the thing with that. Stepping stones never work, ever. A stepping stone is merely a stepping stone to move on to the next stone. That is one thing that I recognize really fast. Nobody, and I mean nobody, over the tens of thousands of people I've read for, who left their partner for somebody else, ever stayed together and was ever happy and happy ever after. I can honestly say that with my hand on my heart. See, what happens is, when you step away from a relationship onto a stepping stone, somebody else, the reason why is because you weren't happy to begin with. So when you step onto that stepping stone, nothing changes. It's because the stepping stone, or should I say you, moving onto that stepping stone, is still the same person. You see, what you think your issue is within others is actually within yourself. So when you step into the next relationship, soon the cracks appear, and you're looking at that person as if it's their fault, when actually it's your fault, and all the problems and issues that you had in the first relationship was your own. You see, that's the bigger picture. We have to fix ourselves first. So a lot of the times I was finding myself talking to these people and saying, okay, let's have a look at this new partner, let's see why they're here. And it always came up as a stepping stone, somebody to help them see who they are. Our partners help us see who we are, yet we hate our relationship. And a lot of the times when I asked, why do you hate your relationship? Because I'm not fulfilled. So you want to be fulfilled, so you're looking at your partner to fulfill you, and now that you don't see it within your partner, you're looking for somebody else. You see how ridiculous we are sometimes, and that naivete, that blindness, those blinkers keep us moving from one relationship to the next, because we think we're going to find it in the next relationship, which never happens. So I guess the bigger message to you guys out there is, if you're thinking about stepping into another relationship, let me tell you this: the next lady or man you go with, you will have the same issues, in fact probably more, because now you've got the coupled energy of you having the issues when you first stepped off that platform onto a new one. So you're now got the same, but now you've got an added addition to what you've just gone and done, which is left your partner and been an idiot, and now you feel all that within. You can turn a blind eye as much as you can. You can ignore it as much as you can. You can blame others as much as you can. But at the end of the day, guys, the truth is, if you're going to leave your partner, right, because you're not fulfilled, or you're not happy with them, and they're not exciting, they're not this and they're not that, you need to look in your mirror and see that it's not always your partner's fault, and maybe they feel that way because of how you're feeling. So there are circumstances that you probably now going to be screaming and shouting at me now on here. There's a few of you going to be switching off, and the reason why is because maybe your partner is abusive, psychologically abusive, physically abusive. That's a different kettle of fish. It's always going to be challenging for me to hit all narratives, but I'm talking about the majority, the patterns that I used to see in these things. There is something else as well, guys. If you are with two people, so you're in a relationship and you've got a secret relationship, do you know what I often found as well? Just so you know, a lot of the times physical illness manifests through that. And it normally goes down to the penis and the testicles. And the reason why is the pain, the suffering, the secrecy, and the lies manifest down there and cause great suffering. So your emotions of your relationships are always connected. Well, that's a big statement, but I believe it's true. There was a circumstance there where Dr. Hammer also, I read some papers of what he did when he noticed that somebody had, anyway, I don't want to go into that, but when I was noticing this and meeting people who had issues down below, I always knew there's something wrong with their sexuality. They've got a problem, they're not telling the truth, they're hiding something, and it manifests in the body in certain places. That's with all emotions. But going back to betrayal, the only person you'll betraying is yourself, and the hurt that you give to others through that betrayal will manifest in you more than anybody else. You see, your partners will get over it quicker than you. They will become stronger than you. In the end, they will learn more and experience more and grow in many more ways. However, you will feel the suffering, the pain, and it will take a long time to clear that away. In fact, you may never clear it away in this lifetime. So what I would suggest is, if you're having feelings of wanting to leave your partner, the first thing I would say is why. Ask yourself why and what's wrong with you. Don't look at blame of others. Look at you. What's wrong with you? Why are you feeling that way? You think you want a bit of excitement? well, let me tell you, that excitement isn't in somebody else and sleeping with them, because that disappears and goes very quickly and then turns to burden and issue and pain and suffering, so much so that you will feel depressed for a long time. It happens. I've seen it so many times, and I've had to guide guys through certain situations that they've come to me after they've had the affair, and I've had to work very hard to help them overcome and understand all of these things, and the only way they could do that is by facing their own demons. So if you are thinking about having an affair, I would really, really hold on to these words. It really isn't worth it. Now, if you feel you want to change your life and you feel like you can no longer be in a relationship, then and only then would I suggest you go to your partner, go somewhere by the sea, go and take them for something to eat, sit down somewhere where you've never been before, not in your own home, what you know, somewhere else out of the way, just you and them, and sit down and talk to them with an open heart and be honest with how you're feeling. And say, you know, if it's really true and you really feel you need to go and leave, then, and you're feeling bad because you no longer feel love in this relationship, you need to discuss it, you need to talk about it. And the one thing I always used to say to my clients is, if you really, really, truly feel that your pull needs to go somewhere else and to be alone and to find yourself, and it's nothing to do with having an affair or wanting to be with somebody else, it's just you feel the need that you've grown in different directions, then, you know, one of the nice things to say is that, you know, you deserve better, you know, and it's not your fault. This is all my fault, and whatever's happened, and I don't want you, you know, if it was the other way around and you were sad with me, I wouldn't want you to be with me knowing that you're sad. So you need to explain to your partner how you're feeling, and then the more you open up to that, the more I believe truth helps heal us in many different ways. And there may be a common, you know, sometimes we lie to each other as well and pretend that it's not happening and it'll all go away. But when you're open and truthful about these things and say, you know, I'm not feeling that love anymore, and I'm sorry, it's not you, it's definitely me. By doing that, you create trust, you create a new relationship, you create a new energy between you both. And I've known relationships move on, but in a beautiful way and a caring way. And ultimately, I think the message today is that there is a bigger picture. And like me and my first wife, we split. The bigger picture is I needed to learn a lot from what happened there and grow stronger, which I did. The second relationship is, well, you know, there wasn't anything wrong, but we just knew it was time for us to move on and go in our own directions. And we learned, and we're best friends now, and we've grown, and that's really good. So there's always in my humble opinions, ways forward in a loving and caring manner to not hurt each other, and predominantly not hurt you when you run away or do something really silly that you will regret for the rest of your life. You know, there's nothing worse than knowing that you are not trustworthy. And if you cheat on somebody, your heart feels that pain. Your heart knows that you are no longer trustworthy, and then you will feel really, really bad with yourself. And that honor that you hold inside, the honor, the respect that you have, disappears. And trust me, guys, it's not worth it. And girls, it's not worth it. And teenagers, it's not worth it. Hold your respect, hold your head up high, and truth is ultimately the most freeing, liberating thing that can resolve every single issue that you hold in a relationship. Be strong, be true, and be the better. Be the wiser, and be honest and truthful, and be kind, and don't hurt people. Have a great day from my heart to yours. Thank you for going to Bajerski.com and buying your crystals. And have a great day, guys. I really mean that. Thank you so much from Gilead. Take care. See you soon.